This week on Friends Like Us, by the way, we have a really great episode with Suzette Simon. Yes. And Ashima Franklin. Is that the current one that's out? I'm so confused because I have so many episodes out that and I keep them coming. But this one is a really great one with Ashima Franklin and Suzette Simon. I've wanted to get Ashima Franklin on the podcast for quite some time. She actually was on tour with Cat Williams. So we talk about it for a brief moment, not much. All love. It's not toxic. It's not a horrible conversation. It's a good conversation. All right. So today is a beautiful day in New York City. It's no longer freezing outside, thank God. So let's see who is on here. No one. Ha, 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 ha. Let's see, it says 0 people watching. That's good because I was not prepared oh, now it jumps to 6. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Friends Like Us. I'm so happy to see you all here joining me again. I do this to preview the podcast. So, reviewing the episodes that we have out currently and a preview of what's coming next. What we have out right now is Ashima Franklin and Suzette Simon. It's a really great episode where we're talking about your breast cancer wellness. Suzette Simon, who is a friend of mine, she's been on the show several times. And she also does New York Laughs. She does live comedy shows in New York City outside. I did one for her this week in Bryant Park, right in front of a skating rink, which was kind of distracting, but it was a good show. It was fun. We got to bring comedy to the masses. She used to do it in Central Park. I always said no because I don't like comedy outside. And then the pandemic happened and everyone was doing comedy outside and there was no choice. It's just, for me, comedy is intimate. It needs to be a conversation. It needs to be one where you're inside, you're focused, the performer's focused, and the audience is focused. I once did a tour in Australia for a month. And the first place I stopped in was Alice Springs. Yes, Alice Springs in Australia. One of the wildest places I've ever been to in my life, actually. I've never seen anything like Alice Springs. And the first show was outside. Oh, maybe it was in Darwin. The first show was outside. I had jet lag just off the plane, no sleep. Had to get on stage, had to be funny. And it was outside, and I was dreading it. I've never wanted rain to happen more in my life. You can't ask for rain, though, in a desert. That's the one thing I was like, that's right. And it was the best show ever. I mean, I cannot. They did it right. They had the audience set up right. Usually, you worry about the laughs like going to the sky. It doesn't really reverberate off of because you need the sound to kind of bounce back. But I don't know how they did it, but it was great. It was an amazing show. It was one of the best shows I've ever done. I was totally jet lagged. I had flown from New York City to, I believe it was Darwin, and then, yes, Alice Springs. And Darwin in Australia was the first place I saw like bats flying around. Like, not, I forget what they are, but they're like bats. They have like wings and stuff. They fly. It was insane. These like big, I forget what they call them. They're not bats, but they have like these big wings and stuff. And we were just like at a bar, and this big thing that looks like a bat just kind of descended. You got to travel, folks. It's the best. I mean, scary at times because you don't know what's going to happen. Like when I was in Alice Springs, there was a frog in my toilet. That would trip me out. Nobody wants a frog in their toilet. And I don't think the frog even wants to be in the toilet. But hey guys, I see some of you on here jumping on and off. Tell me where you let's see, are you chatting? Austin, Texas, what's up? I will be in Houston, Texas next Friday at the Secret Group. That's what the place is called. It's called Secret. Brought to you by Comedy Space. You can get the tickets on my Linktree that is actually in the chat. So when you go to that Linktree, it has the tickets right there. Aloha, Tim. How are you? I'm just noticing you're here. Hello. Now you're saying hi again. Or did I just highlight it? Yes. Hey, from Tallahassee, Florida. What up, Tallahassee, Florida? Lavon Christie, what's up? What's going on? DJ Eric Prince, what's up? We're not going to be on as long today because Juskow claims he has friends that are visiting. And of course, he didn't tell me until the last minute, which if I had done this to him, he would be so upset. By the way, Juskow is my co-host. So for those of you who are joining me for the first time, he joins a little later because he tends to overtalk me. So this gives me a chance to you get to see me right now and hear me, but he does what, most men do and they talk over me. Jackson, Mississippi. What's up, Gregory Mitchell? We actually talked about Mississippi on this current episode of Friends Like Us. We talk because I have a Shima Franklin on. She's a comedian from Alabama. And I'm always wondering, are black people okay in Mississippi? Now, I can't tell from your thing if you're black or white, but are you okay? Should have told me, I would have hopped on. Oh, well, it's all good. It's all good. You could still hop on if you want. I know you have to do your show, your DJ show. I don't know if you saw the music, but that I chose this week for my dance video, but it's from that movie. I cannot remember anything these days. It's really crazy. Satburn. I don't know what you guys thought about that movie, but I liked it. There's a very, very mixed salt burn, very mixed reviews over that movie. I was talking to a young man last night who was like, "Oh, it was horrible." It was all blah, blah." He was like arrogant in his opinion. I was like, "All right, you don't like it. So what? Like, stop acting like you're Siskel or Ebert or whatever. You didn't go to a school of reviews. You're not, no one's listening to you." But anyway, I liked it because it made me look away. And any movie that has a moment where it's just there's two moments where I was just like, okay, I can't. Anything that makes me feel something, whether it be gross, grotesque, happiness, sad, they've done their job. And they did it was bizarre. But the best part of it was the music at the end. Do they have a school for reviewers? No, they do not. Oh, hey, what up, Leah? I'm hydrated. Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's up? That's my sister, y'all. Yeah, what's up? Fly Franklin's in the house. Fly Frank, let me give you a little applause. Leah Franklin in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, yes. Thank you for saying I'm looking good. I hydrated before I joined on today. I have my sunscreen. Believe it or not, even the computer can add some aging to your skin. So I put sunscreen on all the time. So thank you. Thank you. So Leah, the song that is you're not going to be able to sit through Saltburn. I know you. This movie is really it's a lot, but the song that they use, if we were watching it, I know you so well. You would have loved this song. And I played it in my Instagram for my dance video. The song is hot. I don't remember. It feels like an old song. I don't remember. I kind of remember. I don't know if it's an old song. DJ Eric Prince, you're on here. You can let me know if this is an old song. Also, my young intern or student, he'll be joining us soon so he could fact check it. Duncan, I hope he's here. We have young students working with us. I need to go perform in Tallahassee, Florida. I haven't performed in Florida in a while. And you know what? I wouldn't mind performing in Mississippi just to see what it's like. Just to see. I just want to perform this year. I just want to go everywhere. So I'm going to be next Friday, I'm going to be in Houston, Texas. Yes, at the secret group, and it's brought to you by Comedy Space. That's the organization. And you can get the tickets in my Linktree. And then the week after that, I'm going to be in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at the Still Stacks. Yes, I'll be headlining. So I'll be doing more than in New York City, I'll do like 10 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes if I choose to go over the light, which I accidentally did last night because I didn't see the light. And I had fun last night on stage. Oh my God, talking about menopause. That was fun. I had a young lady who was definitely into it. So she gave some answers that I would not have said myself. So that was fun. Okay. Now, if you're joining me for the first time on here and you didn't know why I do this to primarily promote my podcast, which is audio form. We're going to slowly start putting more video clips up on my YouTube page. But okay, Jessica's going to be a little late. Surprise, surprise. I could tell like today it's going to be mostly me. So Eric, if you want to jump on early, it's up to you. Hello, Maria. Please bring your talents to DC. I've been there several times. I want to go back. I had an offer recently to go to DC. That just I couldn't afford it. It wasn't paying enough for me to go. But I would have loved to have been there. I love the DC Improv. I have tried to get at the DC. They're not interested, or maybe they just don't know. Maybe it's been a long time, so maybe we should try again, right? There was also another group that used to do comedy there in DC. I don't know if they're still there, but there's a couple of spots in DC. I know Tony does a Sunday night. Tony Woods does Tony Woods and Friends. But I'd like to have my own night in the DC area because the DC audiences are fantastic. There was actually a guy in the audience last night in the front row. And I said, "Oh," I said, "Where are you from?" He said, DC. And I said, "I knew it." He was like, "What?" I go, "You just have that, look that like you hang out on the campus, on the Capitol." Absolutely love DC. Love it, love it, love it. So want to go back, and as soon as I can, I will let you know, Mr. Noise. Thank you for always being here. Greg Simon, what's up, man? Oops, sorry, Leah. Oh, Leah, you're saying hi to Greg Simon. I see. He's not talking on here. You brought him out of his. Oh, true black folk here in Mississippi. Is it really? Wow. Tell me why. Why is that true? Why? I would love to. I know Roy Wood Jr. is from, I believe he's from Alabama. I'm not sure. Can't remember. I remember him saying like it was fine. What's the song? Let's see what the song is. The song is Sophie Ellis Bextor, Murder on the Dance Floor. Sophie Ellis Bextor. That's Bextor. Sophie Sophie Ellis dash Bextor. So that's who that is. Eric Prince. So that's the song I'm dancing to this week. It's funny. I got home last night and someone left something on my Instagram page. I always expect that my dancing annoys people. I don't ever assume that everyone's going to enjoy it. That's the funny thing about dance. It can either bring out the best in people or it can bring out the worst in people. And so someone wrote something on my page like, "Please stop doing this. It's deeply disturbing." That's what he wrote. "It's deeply disturbing." I'm like, how is that deeply disturbing? You chose to come on my page you're like following me and you chose to write that in the comments because my comments go, um, murder on the dance floor, Eric. That's what it's called. Here, you want me to type it? Murder on the dance floor. And came on my page and decided to say that. And then this beautiful person, this is what they wrote. Let's see if I can find it. They wrote, I think it's still here. They go, if you're serious, don't watch her joyfully encouraging us to enjoy life. Please be kind enough to yourself to go find a better place that suits your needs. It's absolutely mental to see a grown human behind a device demanding another to stop doing something fun and lovely because that grown human behind the device hiding away feels uncomfortable. Having said that, why watch? It's like walking up to the edge of a tree and telling the tree to not be a tree anymore because you feel uncomfortable. I love that analogy of being yes, I am a tree. The tree is tall, beautiful, and dancing in the wind. Yeah. I truly hope you find help or find something better to do with your time. I love this person. Thank you, wandering underscore photo, for leaving that comment on my page. Of course, I blocked the person who made the comment because I'm like, I'll do you a favor. I'll block you from my page. That way you don't ever have to see anything I do. Because here's the thing, it's like, you can't comment on my page unless you're following me. So that's how I know, like, you went to the level of following me to then leave a comment. Crazy. Crazy. Oh, it came out in 2001. Re-release for movie hot on Euro charts right now. Re-release for oh, it's hot on the Euro charts. Wow, 2001. So that is an old song. Hello, Erica. How are you doing? Yes, so that's what that is. Oh, okay, I see. You're putting the track in there. Yes, thank you. I'll show that. That's the song. Thank you, Duncan. You're doing good, Duncan. Happy Saturday to you all. Happy Saturday to you, Duncan. Murder on the Dance Floor. Yeah, Satsburn. Crazy movie. I don't know if what Oscar movies you guys are into this year. I You could put it in the chat. Which one is your favorite? I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen the Flower Moon, Killers of the Flower Moon. I loved it. I just loved it. I don't know. Some people didn't like it, and he did not get nominated for the lead act. She did for an Oscar. Leonardo did not, and I have not seen Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer. I have not seen that. I just it's like I don't have the time in my life. Like it's like 3 hours long, or it's long. Flower Moon was long too, but I don't know, I found the time to watch it and nothing happened. Oh, I'm not surprised that a Club Central. Oh yeah, they tried. They tried. They tried Mr. Noise, which is fine. But I was like, no. And then they woo woo. Stace, what's up, Stace? Hello, beautiful lady. How are you? Juskow's going to be late today. He's probably preparing for some type of party he's having. I don't know what he's doing, but he's full of nonsense. He has no friends. Let's be honest, folks. Um, some work okay. I'm going to say they're asking for you, which is a lie. I forgot I was supposed to start doing this just once a month, not every weekend too. I forgot that, but hey, I'm here. Why not do it? Like next Saturday, I don't know if I'll be here because I'll be coming back from Houston. But this week I'm here. So he says now he thinks you're all waiting for him. So he's like rushing now. Um, Definitely, if you're new to this, do not forget the reason I do this is to promote my podcast, Friends Like Us. Now, Friends Like Us is you can listen to it. It's in audio form. Hopefully at some point we could put more videos up on YouTube. Sometimes because we're virtual, not always does the Wi-Fi link up properly, so sometimes we can't use all of the video, the whole conversation that we have. But we have some clips that will be coming out. I've been putting a few clips of me with Dave Juskow. I don't know if you've noticed that, some of the highlights of his our wild conversations. Okay. Is this the day his friends come over for their massages? Oh, who we don't know, probably. You saw Rustin last weekend and plan to see American Fiction. Thank you, Erica. Let me tell you, American Fiction was very good. I really love it, and I love Jeffrey Wright. Love everything he does. And it's just the theme of it is kind of like like I've seen that whole idea in different forms of like, how we try to get our stories told. It's a lot of us making fun of Hollywood while making a show for Hollywood. But this one was well done. It's so funny. It's well done. I loved it. Flu has no ads. So if you could support the podcast by becoming a Patreon member, thank you, Stacy. Guess what? We still need your support, but we do have our first ad coming this week. Now, but that does not mean we don't need your support because the ad only lasts for like a couple of months and it's a really good ad. It's all about menopause. And I love this company. So you have to listen to the show that's coming out this week in order to really understand what the conversation is about with menopause. And this week's episode, I'm going to say we have a young lady. Her name is Deanna Dixon. She is called the Rideshare Queen from Atlanta. Atlanta. And she's got the most beautiful personality, the most beautiful voice. Oh my goodness. She's an Uber driver. What she does is when she's driving, she gets people in her car and she has these great conversations. And then she starts driving. They're like, oh my God. And been the backup singer for Beyonce, backup singer for, yes, Kanye, when, he was doing his spiritual Sundays things, when he was like a little normal. And, don't you always wonder what happens to the backup singers, like how they're doing? So this is what she did to turn it around for herself and to make money. And because she has a daughter, to be closer to her daughter and make sure everything is. It's a great story, but you got to listen to the podcast that's coming out this Wednesday with Deanna Dixon. She's called the Rideshare Queen from Atlanta, and Vanessa Fraction is also on this episode. It's a fun episode. Like I had to, I edit every episode, so I have to sit through, and it was so fast of a listen. So you got to check it out. Friends Like Us. All right, I'm going to bring on the man. He's here because, he's got company coming for those massages that someone was like talking about. He has his he'll have his Clueless poster on. Here we go. David Juskow.
Hi. Look, I'm tiny. You're tall. I don't know what happened. Oh.
You got a busy day today, huh?
Yeah, I got a really busy day.
You're really popular. What's cracking?
Well, until I can't get this. My cleaning lady touches this all the time. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. She's terrific. Can you hear me? Is the mic working?
Yes, it's working.
I just have my sister stayed over last night, which I wasn't expecting, and which is fine.
Is she there?
No, she. You don't want to know what she did today. Well, maybe you do. She's such a nerd in a really weird way. I'm a nerd in every way, but Seth Rudetsky, I don't know if you know him.
Mm-mm.
He's a big Broadway guy. His own show on Sirius. He's super gay, and he was doing a temple service this morning on Saturday morning at the St. James Theater. Saturday morning synagogue service with Broadway stars singing, and she got tickets.
Oh, wow.
This morning at 9:30 general admission, so she got there. She left here at 8:00. So
Wow.
she stayed over last night. It's just really funny.
Is that
That's a
part
super
of
fan.
the Broadway? Can you get 2 for 1?
This has nothing to do with Broadway shows.
Oh,
It's totally different.
Okay.
It's just a special event that this guy who, what's funny, and I don't know if your listeners can appreciate this, but many years ago, and I didn't realize it was this guy Seth Verdesky. I'm friends with this girl Sharon Houston, and she goes, "Hey, do you want to come see Andrea Martin from SCTV and her greatness as one of my favorite female, kind of idols? Her, Catherine O'Hara, and Carol Burnett.
Mm.
For a boy from Jersey, really thinking these women were hilarious,
Mhm.
which is, wasn't a thing back then. You know what I'm talking about?
But you didn't have
And
to think about it. They were just funny, right?
right. And Andrea Williams was amazing. Andrea Martin, and she actually ended up winning a Tony on Broadway in Pippin recently. But she was just in Only Murders in the Building. She was dating Steve Martin in this
Oh,
season, so
yes.
she's a living legend. And
Yeah.
years ago, 20 years ago, my friend goes, "Do you want to see her do practice her one woman show?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I thought it was just going to be a preview down at the Joseph Papp Theater for a bunch of people. We'd be stuck in the audience. It was just me and Sharon sitting in two seats watching her perform her show right in front of us with full lights, not a theater with people. Just we were sitting in
Oh, that's
chairs
uncomfortable.
just as I would be in front of your computer screen right now. Oh, totally uncomfortable. But and the piano player, which I didn't know at the time, was this guy Seth Verdesky, and it was just the four of us in this room. So he's been around for years, and he accompanies everybody. And now he has a Broadway show on Sirius, and he's so popular. Sarah's been on his show before, that he was able to fill up the St. James Theater on a lark on a random Saturday morning at 9:30. And the funny thing is, you don't know who he is. It's one of those Russell Peters things, again, where you're like, wait a minute, this guy's selling out Radio City 2 nights in a row. I've never heard of him. So it's like that. But this Andrea Martin thing was so unbelievable. Like, it wasn't awkward. She was that funny. It was okay because for a second, we're like, oh God, this is really bad. But it was very easy to laugh. And yeah, thanks, Venus Boys. So exactly. What horror movie is that?
I think it was the flower, the right? Isn't it? Wasn't she in the flower Little Shop of Horrors?
Oh, is that right? No, he says horror
No?
movies. That's like a musical comedy.
Mm.
Venus Boys 3. Please tell us.
Yeah, Black Christmas.
I never heard of it.
Oh,
But
it was the one that came out the year. There was a Christmas one that came out that was really good.
it's just she never got as much praise as Catherine O'Hara, who is terrific too. The two of them were amazing on that show. It was just those were the two girls. Then it was John Candy, Eugene Levy, Joe Flaherty, Dave Thomas, Harold Ramis, Martin Short, and the two girls. Like, they never brought on a third girl. They kept bringing on guys, but girls, I mean, really, until you got to Tina Fey and possibly Amy Poehler. Well, I mean, the Saturday Night Live Gilda Radner was great.
Mhm, mhm.
Jane Curtin was acceptable, but Gilda Radner was as good as those guys. It's just so rare that women back then got a lot of praise for being funny.
Margot Kidder, Kira
I
Dulé.
never heard of it.
Oh,
Is
okay.
it Barbara Hussey or Hersey? Like the one who's in the Woody Allen movie,
Hmm.
Hannah and her sisters.
Mm.
But yeah, she was kind of my hero. So going to see her like do something like that, I mean, it was just as good for me as seeing Martin Short do something like that, or Steve
Right.
Martin or something. I mean, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I just the way, because Sharon didn't know either what it was going to be. She was friends with Seth Verdesky. She's like, yeah, you want to go? Yeah, sounds great. We didn't know we'd be the only two people there.
Wow. That is incredible. That
Yeah,
reminds me of the one time, this is a crazy story. It's a short one. I did a play at the Henry Settlement Theater with this. I used to do weird, the theater world, sometimes you end up with Looney Tunes.
of course.
And I
That's
had
why
this
my
woman
that's sorry.
who, no, that's okay. She was a director and she was crazy. She was just crazy. And she directed me in this play that she wrote that was going nowhere. Like, and she we never rehearsed. We couldn't get the kid to rehearse, and yet we had a performance coming up. She's like, "Yes, the show's the this Saturday. We're gonna do the show." But we had no rehearsal. We had no time to remember. I was like, "What are you talking about? Nothing is happening." It's like kind of like the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, but there's no Thanksgiving meal. It's like
Right.
that,
Where's
and
the pumpkin pie?
right.
Oh,
And she had like a scarf around her neck too, and a hat,
wow, she was
and
just playing the
she
part.
was playing the part, but she was a fraud
Yeah.
completely, and in the audience and there was barely anyone there, but in the audience was, from Good Times.
Esther Roll?
No, the
Velma?
youngest son, Michael.
Oh,
Michael.
not even, JJ?
Not but like, imagine that, you're doing something, you don't know what you're doing, there's no lines really, it's
I
a
would have been
mess.
excited if Michael from Good Times was there.
And Michael from Good Times was in the audience, and you know what? He's one of those guys who's, like, just happy. He's like, "Yes, yes, this is wonderful," and, like, he just clapped at everything. He was over. I was
That's
like, "That
really nice, but that's the reason I and my nephew did not become theater majors because
weird shit,"
they're weirdos. Yeah,
and I was like,
and
"How
they are
did he
not
get here?"
inviting to outsiders,
What do you
you know?
mean?
They're cruel, they're, cliquey theater
Oh,
people.
they are well, not as clicky as improvers, I would say, but yes,
Nobody
they
cares
are
about
clicky, they
improv
can
groups.
be. Oh, Mark David wants to know what happened to the assistant. Oh, you haven't been here for a while. She's gone. Evelyn has left to pursue her dreams.
What are those?
she's she's gone. She may come back to
Being
visit.
an ungrateful little
No, you stop. You watch her. She was just,
I don't
she's
like
doing a
people
lot.
that don't understand the history of comedy.
The world, I will say this though, it's really funny. A couple of my one of my assistants who I think like you could see that she's grown up, she's starting to realize the value of opening for me. Like it's
Thank
starting to
God.
hit
That's all
her.
I'm asking, my God.
It's starting to hit her now. Like
Great,
and
then she's wonderful. That was the only thing that really pissed me off about her. She
oh
just was
no,
like,
she
"This
just
happens to everybody."
no, that wasn't it. That
Yes,
was
it
just
was.
no,
No,
it was
she didn't. You just said you understood that this
no, I'm
one
saying
gets
like
it.
no, because Evelyn wasn't like stand up. She was more of like improver and
Okay, then
journalist.
even worse that she didn't see that she's just doing stand up on a lark and somehow got to open for you and still and at the Comedy Cellar, mind you. Please.
I
What
wonder
age were
whether
you at
one of
when you finally
Evelyn's
went to the
dreams was
Comedy
to
Cellar?
I wonder whether one of Evelyn's dream was to get away from Juskow hassling her.
Probably. She held her own,
Probably.
please. I don't think she gave a shit at all, but Marina, I mean, I'm surprised that didn't tickle most of you off. I mean, I
No, it
just
didn't
don't think
bother
she
me.
was a Marina, what age were you at when you were first at the Comedy Cellar?
Oh my god. I had to be in my late 30s. I
Yeah,
was late
and
30s.
she got to play there when she's 24, 25. It's completely and did
She
not appreciate it.
no,
I'm s
she did.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, you're being polite and kind, and I'm not. I'm just saying it like it is. She didn't. She didn't get it. She was never like, "Marina, this is amazing. I can't." No, it was like matter of fact. You were like, "Hey, maybe you can open for me." "Yeah, sure. Sounds good."
Well, you know what? Hey, part of it's my fault, right? Like, cause, and I don't blame her at all because I don't think this stand up was really her true, like,
Get
at
all
that
that.
point.
I'm just I don't, whatever.
But I got the text from one of my assistants last night. She was like, "Marina, I really, really appreciate," like, I could see now she's taken, like, it takes a while for people to go, "Okay,
That's what I'm
this is gonna
saying.
be the job. This is the job that I'm going to do and I love it. I want to do it." It takes a while. And like she's now like, "Oh my god, you let me open for you." And I was like, "Now I can't, unfortunately, because at the cellar, they're very strict about who you have opening for you."
Yep,
So
how they are.
that's out the window. So I could never do that again. But I'm always like open to seeing what people have and I like rewarding people for doing the work. And
Yeah,
Evelyn was
no,
great. She
I'm
did a
with you
lot of
100%. But it's funny
good
that
work.
Evelyn was probably the reason why we all got in trouble for putting people on that don't belong there. Thank you. You know, for years I've been, yeah, she didn't understand. But you know what's funny is that I remember when Esty started yelling at me because I was putting Alon on my show
He
because she didn't
hosted
know who
last
he
night.
was. That's what I'm saying. The guy's passed there and she got angry at me. Like she didn't know who he was. I'm like, you passed him.
He hosted last night. He was a little nervous. I could see it.
Why was he
But
nervous? He's been hosting a lot lately.
this was at the Village Underground. It's a bigger space. It's a
Oh,
bigger room, and it's like you could see he's gonna get better over time. But I love Elon. He's so like
coming over my
sweet.
house today.
He's such a beautiful, like, just his spirit. He
He's an
saw me
idiot.
working on new
Don't come up on
material.
me.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Did you call him an idiot?
Yes.
He's just the sweetest kid I've ever met.
I know. I latched onto him the first day I met him. I just thought there was something about him. But it's like funny. He's like kind of, I talk to his wife all the time. He's kind of like, an ice king or something. Like you never know what he's feeling. He just never has any expression. But for some reason, I love him too.
He's a beautiful kid.
Yeah,
And I could see, I told him last night, I
we
said,
became friends very
you're gonna
quickly.
get used to hosting over time. It's what's great about hosting is your personality will come out. It's not just the
She's been
jokes.
giving him a lot more spots thanks to me finally, telling her who he was that day. Which is like, you see, no, he's putting on people like, what are you talking about? You passed him. He's here. He goes, no, I did not. And even Liz is like, but yeah, you know him. He's that short Jewish kid, that she's like, you just described every comic that has ever worked here.
I love Esty.
You
Oh,
do? Yeah.
I do. Of course, I love Esty. Going this way. Um, yes. That video. By the way, I'm gonna use a couple of our videos. Let's talk about this for a second. I'm clipping our videos, and Opus clips are great. Like it does such a good job. Have you noticed that I'm clipping our videos from this live?
I did notice. I didn't know why. Why all of a sudden?
Because it draws people to the show.
Oh,
And
it does?
we need content.
Oh.
Yeah, I need content. And so get this. It's trending this week because millennials and Generation X, or no, Generation Z and millennials are afraid to get old. That's what's trending this week is that because of social media and because they see all the perfections on like Instagram or whatever, they're afraid to get old. So they're so focused on their skin and they're like,
Oh.
and they're
They
they're
better be prepared. I just got the senior discount at Dunkin' Donuts without even asking. And with the senior discount, that comes to, huh?
but it
I
was
didn't even
so
know Dunkin'
funny.
Donuts offered one.
Thank you, John, for saying this. I remember that Marina is a beautiful. Her story about reading her poem in grade school is so special. Bless her, Miss Bird, and her friend Lucretia. That was one of my
That's the
favorite
worst story.
stories. I did that for, um, oh God, it wasn't the moth, but it was one of the. He used to.
Tail?
I forget what it was,
I only asked because I just met the guy who runs that last night.
but
His
I
name is
did this
Harmon something.
story thing, and it was like I used to write a lot of poetry. And I told you about my teacher, Miss Bird, who used to talk like this and smoke a cigarette. And she would go, "You get out there and you just emphasize every single word. Every this is how she talked. It was one of those moments in high school where you're like, you don't want to be like liking the teacher that everyone thinks is weird. But
Right.
she was great. Like she was the reason that I actually got into a lot of theater, performance, everything. And so I did the graduation speech because of Miss Bird.
Oh,
Yes. So so what do you think about these young kids and their fear of aging? What's wrong? Like
that makes a lot of sense. They're all on Instagram now. They're all making videos and pictures. That wasn't a thing when we were that old. It does make sense that they don't want to get old. Plus, what they do is usually make fun of people that are old. So now they're panicked because now they're going to get made fun of. They're finding out really early what we didn't find out until we were old.
Yeah, I had like there's a lot of ageism. I don't remember I don't remember being an ageist when I was in my 20s or 30s. I don't remember being so ageist as I see this generation. And I don't know if it's because of our president, Biden. Do you think that has an effect on why they're doing it
No,
too?
I think you just weren't, but it's been that way forever. This country, just discards their elderly, whereas many other countries have great respect for them, like certainly the Asian community does. But it's always been like that, just nobody cares. I think John Hughes ruined it when he pointed out that grandparents kind of suck. And every other movie and everything was like, oh, grandparents are great. They have so much wisdom to give. And he's like, they're not that great. Not all of them.
You're getting old is beautiful. Thank you, John. And they'll figure it out. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. It's kind of crazy. Like I love where I'm at right now. Like my understanding of my age and figuring it out this next decade of being in my 50s. It's like you have to just kind of like you move, you shift. When I turned into my 40s, I moved, I shift. I loved my 40s. I see people freaking out because they're turning 40.
Well, listen, I was that way turning 25. And I know a lot of people freak out like that. And we have to, the problem is we don't remember what it was like. I do. I remember freaking out turning 25. So I never get upset with anybody that's getting nervous about turning 30 or 40. Those milestones are killers for whatever age, starting at 21, right? You just
Mhm.
panic. So that's always been a thing. And what are you going to do? I mean, I don't, I guess I don't mind getting older at all. I just guess I wish I was in a better place. I guess being this age, maybe having kids and a bigger bank account or bigger something, in a better place where you thought you'd be would be better. But I don't think I'd want to go back. That's for sure. I mean, I don't even think I want to go back knowing what I know now. Like I know I'd fuck up everything again the exact same way. I'm an idiot. You guys all know that. So, if I go back in time and talk to my high school self and have a plan, that I could do that, I don't even know what I'd say. I mean, I wouldn't know how to fix stuff the right way. It's pretty fucking bad. At least most people have a point in their life where they could switch and just have at least one thing where like, well, don't ask her to the prom or don't take that job. But
Well, you know what? I've always
I
been
feel like I'd always end up here.
I like what Duncan wrote here. We tend to look upon the past with fondness, even if it wasn't that great, which in turn makes us fear what the future will be. Coming from a young
So,
person.
right, I'm teaching a course on the 80s, on movies of the 80s. And last Thursday, I did a PowerPoint presentation for 2 hours on the 80s, the full 80s in a nutshell. TV, music video, presidency, sports, everything about the 80s. And, I always tell they're like, Professor, was the 80s fun? I'm like, oh my God, it was amazing. But I was pretty fucking miserable in the 80s. But yeah, I look back on it like the 80s were a fun time, but not so much for me. I mean, maybe they were fun and you have certain events that are fun, but the 80s, I mean, if that's the time I got out of high school, college, got my first job, well, those were goddamn stressful times. You have no money, you don't know where you're living. I mean, goddamn, I guess I swept that all aside, right? Wouldn't want to go through that again. Leaving college is terrifying. And then, trying to get out of your parents' house is hard.
Well, this generation hasn't.
No, I know. So it's not that hard.
And
But
I can't tell you
if
the
you can
number of
make
jokes
I
I see about owning a home from this generation. They're like, I
but I
was
was
like,
just talking about this to my nephew because I got very angry at him last week because he was leaving class early. Now I don't care if he leaves class early. It was just the first day and he was my nephew. So I was like, you're setting a bad precedent on the first day. And his reason for leaving was horrible. He had an audition that he needed to get in by midnight. And for some reason, he didn't bring his equipment to the campus. He had to go back to his mother's house. Now, I don't know what equipment in this day and age you need except a phone and a ring light. So I'm already getting angry because then I'm thinking about the way we started auditioning, which you
Right. You had
had
to
to
go.
go to the actual place. And I used to have a regular job. And so at lunchtime, I'd have to take the subway down to what, 6th Avenue in the 20s where all the
Wherever.
auditions were.
World
Right,
Trade
wherever, but they were
sometimes.
mostly there. And I was working on Lex or Fifth, and I had to take a train to another train and get to the audition. Hope to God they were running on time. Maybe take 20 minutes and then try and get back with all in an hour. And this guy's leaving class early because he forgot his green screen. You got to be fucking kidding me. I was just really pissed off about it
Was it the
because
green screen? I rarely use a green screen. I
he
usually
doesn't need a green. That's what he was in the school of communications. I was like, there's no one. You haven't. You're a sophomore. You haven't met one friend that can help you tape your presentation. You dope. Sorry, I got really upset about it because it's so easy to self-tape nowadays, is it not? You do it yourself. We remember what it was like to have to actually go in person. It's very much like I mean, you would be like if you see in Seinfeld when they're doing the pilot and they're all
Yeah.
together like, oh, I'll read with her, like I mean, that's what it was, and you'd meet in person. Now you don't need to do that anymore unless you get to the next level. But I mean, it couldn't be easier, right?
I used to go to Lenny Marcus's house to do my self-tapes.
With self-tapes I'm not talking about. That's wonderful if you can do self-tapes, but
Yeah.
in the 90s there wasn't self-taping. You
Yeah.
had to go to the place and you had to be back and forth, and you were all sweaty in the summertime trying to get this audition and trying to do that. I mean, it was fucking horrible. And now it's so easy. So anybody that is like, oh, I gotta do 3 self-tapes today, shut up. Now
You
that
could
is some old man Juskow shit.
but, it is yeah. They don't seem to
I don't
have
know,
an
Indira. I think I do.
yeah, she's saying you don't.
I know. I don't know whether I do. No, I guess I don't know. I guess I don't. I don't know. I've made all the wrong moves. And yet I still somehow move on and get by. I guess that's what we all do. I somehow survive. I'm
Yeah, you're
scrappy,
surviving.
just surviving. And I'm very, very lucky. I will tell you this. I have such great friends, and that is including my friend to the left of me here or the right, wherever you're looking. But I mean, I am very lucky because look at me, folks. DJ, tell everybody, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm crazy. I'm nuts. And I am fortunate enough that my friends still want to be friends with me anyway. And Marina can attest to all of this.
Oh, yeah. We
And
were
it's not
talking
just
at the
Marina.
farmer's market about you with, Tamara was there. She's not here on the live right now, but we were in front of the ice cream lady, and I was saying how I can't get her ice cream because I have to lose some weight. And then I mentioned something about Lois being on the phone with me and, like, she didn't want me to get any bread, and I go, "Well, you know how Lois threw a scone at Juskow's head?" And the ice cream lady goes, "Someone threw a scone at somebody?" And
Yeah,
then Tamara goes, "Well, if you knew Juskow."
it's true. And Lois is the only person that like hasn't forgiven me in my life.
She's forgiven you in
You
her
know what I'm
way.
saying?
Yeah.
Most people just kind of forgive me, and I'm very lucky about that. And really
But
lucky,
she's
right?
Irish. Once Irish,
Well, I guess
you
that's true.
know
But you know what I'm talking about. We can go through the list of Rachel and Memo and
yeah.
the horribleness I've done to all of these people, just being very insecure and stupid, and very lucky that they still want to be my friend. I cannot deny it. And that's been my whole life, all the way. I've been very fortunate. I make friends very, very easily, but it's hard. But
Venus
I
says
do try and maintain. I mean, I'm really good at keeping in touch with people even before there was Facebook and all that stuff. I remember people's birthdays and would try and reach out. It's a lot easier with Facebook now. But
Russ Maney's birthday. Are you going is he having a dinner?
how'd you know about that?
Because I saw his birthday is coming up.
Oh, yeah, it's so yeah, we just talked about it yesterday. Attell was actually the first one on it. He's like, "Hey, did you guys decide a place yet or anything?" And Russ was
Aw.
like kind of sad today. I think again, his vaccination creeped up on him and got him sick again. He got vaxxed and got really sick.
What do you mean?
I
He
don't know.
when
That's
did he
why
get vaxxed?
he couldn't make Attell's birthday because he got vaccinated and got sick from it.
Oh, he must something must be up with him. He has to be careful why he's like genetically something maybe
Maybe because he's sick again. a week later, and I don't know whether he got vaxxed again or he just said, "I'm never getting vaxxed again because I've never been this sick." And that
There's
it could be
something
a
else going
coincidence.
on. Did he go to a doctor to get it, and is he following up with a doctor?
I don't know. I'll find out. I mean, this guy is
That's
in
crazy.
incredible shape, right?
Well, no, he does do that
Yep,
fasting,
the intermittent fasting. Maybe
and that could be it.
you're absolutely right. There's some,
'Cause he does it's not really intermittent fasting for him. He fasts, like, like, he doesn't eat for a week.
3 days, 4 days sometimes. He stretches it to 4 days sometimes.
So, I mean, what has the body got to if he's getting vaccinated on no nutrition?
I never even thought about that. You're absolutely right. That's goddamn interesting. That makes a heck of a lot of sense. He's getting vaccinated on no nutrition, right? It's kind of the way, like Sarah, since we've known her, doesn't eat meat. She's always been a vegetarian, but she faints a lot. She has a lot of fainting spells because the human body, unfortunately, does need meat
It does need meat.
every once in a blue moon.
Yeah. I do it every Sunday.
You do?
Yeah, that's my new joke on stage, but it's true. It's like
That's
because my
hilarious.
body can't like, I did veganism, for, like, 4 years.
Yeah.
I've done it in different bouts when I was in high school. Because I don't like eating meat, really. Like, I'm not really a meat eater. I don't like steaks. I'm not, like, a big I
Well,
have
maybe
to
you
have
haven't gone to the right place to have steak.
No, my dad used to always
Come with me.
when I was young, my dad used to make steaks
No,
all
no, he
the
made steaks. Why don't you come with me to one of
co
these steak places?
but he would get, like, really good it was, like, amazing stuff, but I just was not into
I'm
it.
gonna
It's
send
just,
you a
like,
photo.
it wears me out, meat, so I really try not to eat it, but the thing is, like, I started to realize, like, my energy level was just too it was hard. It was very difficult, and I needed some meat. I needed, like, something, salmon, anything, but the meat I worry about it. The fish is poison. I don't know where they're getting the fish from these days. You see this
Oh, that's
stuff
true.
happening where the fish is like they're finding like strange exotic fish in
I don't like
areas
talking
where they
about it.
never saw it before.
I just sent you a picture on your email.
Okay, let's get to this.
Now
It's
you'll
not
either hate it or you'll love it if you love meat. It's juicy and delicious, like that guy in The Matrix. Now I know this. The Matrix is telling me this piece of meat is juicy and delicious. And
let's
after
see
7
here.
years in The Matrix, ignorance is bliss. Yeah, there it is. Oh,
Oh, that
oh.
looks gross to
What?
me.
Look how red those insides are. It looks amazing.
No, I can't.
Mm.
Like see that? I don't know. Does that do it better? Like,
Can
oh
you
no,
raise
that
it up? Can you raise it up a
I
little bit?
can't.
No,
I
no.
don't know
Oh, you
how.
can't move it up. Oh, yeah, I guess
No.
you can't really see it. But yeah, but the guy's
Ugh.
wearing a bow tie who's serving it. I mean, what's better than that?
And that woman is there.
Well, that's Liz. She used to be the Brooklyn district attorney.
Who's the annoying lady that sat with you guys?
Oh my God, what an awful woman. We don't know. We met her at the bar, and Attell went out and smoked with her, and then all of a sudden because of Russ being sick, there was an open chair, and she just sat with us. You saw the video? How annoying she was?
I did. I saw the one where where he's trying to blow out the
Yeah,
candle,
yeah,
or
exactly.
where he's
So
doing it
Attell
like
is
this.
just barbing her the entire time. We're laughing hysterically because he's just giving her shit, and she's still not getting it. And then you saw the video. She goes, "Make a wish," and he goes, "Yeah, but you're still here." Because he brought candles,
I
and she
love that.
still didn't get it. I mean, it was, but it made it a memorable evening in that sense. But
Oh wow! Duncan says they gave him an expired vaccine one time. How did you
oh,
know it was
yeah, how'd you
expired?
know? Ugh.
Did they gave it to you and then afterwards they were like,
You should
"Oops."
take off that picture in case people don't like meat.
Okay.
Be
It does
kind.
look kind of, but I will say like I this comment right here, intermittent Venus, what do you mean it has caused some weird side effects? Because I do intermittent
That's
fasting.
not normal.
Well, I just eat from 12 to 8. That's
Oh, that's
normal.
different. I'm talking about the 3 days. Oh, you're saying that's not intermittent fasting.
Yeah, that's
Right,
fasting. Like my dad
right,
used
that's
to fast
fasting,
like
right.
that, by the way. My dad would fast for a month. He would eat no food.
What?
I'm serious. My dad was like,
He's still with us?
no,
Well, that
but he
answers that.
passed at
No, I
72,
know.
but my
Well, I don't
dad
understand, how would we not eat for a month? Was he an angry man?
No, my dad was one of the funniest men I've ever. You would have
I don't
loved
understand. How
my
do you not
dad.
eat for a month? I mean, how do you survive?
He would
He was
drink
really good at
teas, he
hydration?
was very good hydration, we're talking alcohol hydration. So
Oh,
there was sometimes where he would take us out to eat and have us eating, and he would overfeed us, and I was like, "I think he's eating through watching us eat." Uh-oh, you got some assignment that came in.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you get heart flutters? Well, that could be low blood sugar, or it could be I don't know what if you're in menopause or, that could happen too with perimenopausal. So, but I don't know about fasting that long is pretty pointless if it doesn't have a lot of my dad would fast and clean out his whole system because he was such an alcoholic and it would clean out his whole system. It actually probably kept him living longer than he would have. Um, who stopped for now? Oh, the flurries. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I don't know. That's something you should get checked out. You could may want to check your cholesterol level. Look at me looking like a doctor. Your cholesterol level and something that's this woman told me today at the farmers market about like cuz I'm really annoyed about this bread company. I used to get this really great
At the
bread.
farmer's market?
Yeah, I used to get this great bread. It was
Yeah.
very expensive, but it was gluten-free. It had no, like, sugar or and it was just it just made you feel good. It never made me feel bloated. It was, like, the best bread ever. It's not wheat or anything, and they left that farmer's market to open up you remember when I had the video of them and their donut, and you were like, why are they have that weird music in the background? Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, so they have now, their own business in Brooklyn and they opened it up. And so they've completely left the farmers market. So all of us who would flock there to get their bread, we have no bread anymore.
Oh, that's horrible.
And so wrote them because that's what I do. I will write a letter.
Well, see, now you know when people are getting old, that's what you do.
So I wrote them and I was like, "Excuse me. Like what about us in Harlem? I know you've opened your store up in Brooklyn, but what about us who loved you in Harlem? Just forgetting about us?" And they were like, "Well, we're so busy with opening this new store and we've always done deliveries." And I was like, "Okay, great." Go to get the delivery. All of a sudden now they're not no longer doing deliveries.
Wow. Are they, you know, a black run organization or they're just I mean,
No,
that's
why?
like
Because it's black. They
no,
were black
I was just
people.
wondering, I mean, it's if they were and they stopped delivering or working in Harlem, that would be
Oh, I see what you're
weird.
saying. No, 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 no. They're not there. She's a white lady and her husband is like Indonesian. He's like Asian.
Oh.
I don't know which. So she's actually from Australia, I think.
Oh, those
Um,
are the worst.
but basically to me it's like I get you're opening your store and that's I give them like I'm going to give them a month and I'm going to calm down. But I was at the farmers market today talking to the woman, the ice cream lady about it, and she's like, "I'm making a bread," and she keeps trying to get me to try her bread and it's just not
Is that farmer's market open on
not
Sundays
doing it.
or just
No, it's open on Saturdays.
Sundays? I
Every
wanted to
Saturday
I have a
from
friend coming into town, and I wanted to take her, but I'm only off on
There's
Sunday.
always a farmer's market, though, somewhere you
No,
could
but I
take her
wanna
to
go with
Union
you,
Square. You
and
go
she
to
wants
Union
to go with
Square,
you.
I'll be in Union Square. I'll be down there getting a facial.
When?
So, tomorrow.
Oh, no, like, in 2 weeks from to like, Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh my god, Duncan is saying, "My dad took me and my brother on a 2-week road trip, and I got blood work when I got back. My doctor said he was surprised I didn't have a heart attack because of the cholesterol." And you're 17, right, Duncan? That's insanity. Going back to that conversation about young, there are more young people right now entering nursing homes. Did you know this?
No, that doesn't make any sense. I never heard of that.
Think about it. Why do you go to a nursing home? Because you need someone to take care of you that the family can't take care of you. And COVID caused a lot of heart attacks,
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
strokes, and situations. I know a lot of younger people having strokes than I've ever seen. Like
Really?
yeah, cancer is much younger and younger. So it's like that whole ageist attitude is going to take care of yourself. Uh, all right, Eric Prince. I'll see you.
He's got to go.
Yes. Young people ages 31 to 64 now make up 14%, thank you, Duncan, of the nursing home population, according to NPR. That's a huge, that is crazy. Do you hear that? Juskow, you look so funny when you're focused.
I do. That's
your,
good. That's why I keep
your,
my job.
your face when you're doing work cracks. It's like, that's the thing about you is when you're doing nothing, you still make me laugh. So you saw young people ages 31 to 64 now make up 14% of the nursing home population. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I just, it doesn't make any sense. I've never heard that statistic before. It doesn't, I've never heard it. Like, how come that's not
It makes
more
sense
in the
though.
news?
It should be in the news. I mean, and let's look at this. Venus is saying a doctor told me several years ago that they're seeing all sorts of things in young kids that were usually associated with old folks. I'm telling you, this pandemic, it caused.
Well, again, this is what I was telling the kids on a totally different level when I was teaching them about the 80s and how World War I gave us the 20s, which was known as a fun time, the Roaring 20s, and World War II gave us the 50s, which is Elvis and Disneyland and Back to the Future stuff, Grease, right? Fun times. And the 60s gave us the 80s. So technically, by my theory, 2020 was supposed to be a super party time, and COVID ruined everything. That should have been where after 2001, after September 11th, it was time to party again and get serious and have good time. And
I thought it
COVID ruined.
was. Oh, it ruined it. Took it away.
Right. The 2020s should have been like the 80s. It was time for another awesome decade of horrible fashion, ridiculous music, and lots of drug use. And COVID
Well, the drug use
ruined
is there.
everything.
The drug use is definitely there.
Yeah, I guess so, but not the fun drug use.
I don't see how they're going to stamp down on these marijuana shops in New York City. They keep saying, I don't know why what's the name, Governor Hochul even talks about it. Because it's like, she keeps saying, we're cracking down on these marijuana shops. No, you're not. I just walked by a van.
No, they're not.
I walk down the street and I see them, and the stores are well lit. And they're selling cannabis in there. And you never know, like, I see now in the audience now, there are people who are very high.
Yeah.
And they don't know they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do it. They're on edibles. They had to carry a guy out of my show one night. I'm like,
shit.
come on, this is crazy.
You heard what happened to Mark Norman?
Yeah, that was fake.
It was
that
fake?
was staged.
By who?
So I'll set it up. So for you that don't know, one of the clubs had a evacuation and it was all staged, and TMZ reported it, the New York Times, everyone was reporting it, and it was staged because of Donald Glover has a show called Mr. and Mrs. Smith, a series that's coming out, and it was part of that.
So Mark Norman was in on it.
Yes.
Oh, because I texted him and he said I can't talk about it now.
Well, it's all in the news.
God damn it. He should be fired.
Staged. In New York Comedy Club posted on their Instagram that it was staged. Everything was staged. It wasn't real. I was at New York Comedy Club last night. There's no one. It's funny because I was talking to another club manager and they were like, they don't have security. I go, yes, they do. I see the security there every time I'm there. That's why I go there. It's because I like to work clubs that have security. Because in this day and age, you should not be working a club that does not have security. I'm sorry, but it's important. Oh, so, okay. So Duncan's saying that study was from 2010. A more recent one says that it is now about 16.2% of the nursing homes as of 20. So it's gone up from 14 to 16. That's really bad. So I guess I can understand why young people are nervous about getting older. There's so much set against them. I mean, it really is. The economy is not looking great. I will say the stock market is looking fantastic though, but every election year, usually the stock market sort of rebounds because it's like the potential for change.
Hey, would you mind if I read one of the reviews? Because I'm going to have to leave.
Yes, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
And then I'll leave with you.
This is from Arlene D. And it
Okay.
said, someone on the show said, when you go through menopause, you are becoming a man. At the risk of being argumentative, I have to say you are not becoming a man. You are evolving into the next stage of woman that you are meant to be. As the hormones decrease, you are adjusting to that next stage of womanhood. Our society worships youth. This is a good topic today, especially in women. Why else are we pressured to maintain a pre-adolescent, thin, hairless body? Fight back and revel in the abundant, beautiful body and mind of an evolved woman. That's
Thank
Arlene D.
you. I appreciate that comment, but that doesn't help me with all the comedians. They don't they still think I'm a man on some level. So, all right. Well, that was good. I love that you read that review. That was wonderful. I want to encourage you that are still here. Can you leave us some reviews on our Apple podcast? It really helps us. It helps our numbers. It boosts us up when people go to Apple Podcasts, they see it. So, if you get a chance, please leave us a review and definitely make sure you listen to this week's episode of Friends Like Us. And we're going to head off early because Juskow has some friends we didn't know about, but he has them.
One's Alon. Alon.
Oh, well, tell Elon he did a great job last
I
night.
will. He'll
And
be thrilled to hear that from
I
you.
was so proud of him.
Oh,
I'm
that's
always
so
proud of
nice.
him. And Juskow, tell our listeners where they can find you.
Well, if you didn't see me at the Elks Lodge last night, you really missed a hell of a show.
How?
And
Oh, yeah. I want to hear all about that.
it was really funny. It's in Weehawken, New Jersey, which was the most interesting of all places, taking the ferry there. That Weehawken ferry terminal is hopping. It's like open all night. There's like a restaurant and a bar in there. It's unbelievable. With the greatest view in the history of views, the
Oh,
skyline
yeah.
of Manhattan. But
Aw.
you have to go up these creepy stairs up the cliff. I'll show you pictures next week. It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
cool.
Otherwise, I don't have any shows. My TV show, of course, is coming up, Stupid Pet Tricks. That's February 11th on Super Bowl Sunday. We can talk about that next week. And otherwise, of course, we have the Comedy Cellar nightly show, which is on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock on YouTube on the Comedy Cellar site. And that's about it. Billy Joel
Wonderful.
podcast as well. And Just Get on the City.
Wonderful. And Marina Franklin here. Just go to my website, marinayfranklin.com. This Friday, as I said before, I'll be in Houston at the Secret Group.
My friend's coming to see you.
I put her on the list.
Thank you.
And it's by Comedy Space. So get those tickets. This is a new space. I've never done it before, and they're very excited to have me, and I'm excited to be there. Also, February 10th, I'll be at Bethlehem, Pennsylvania at the Still Stacks performing there. So come out and see me there on February 10th.
My friend who's coming to see you, she said she's been at that place and she likes it there. She's seen all the shows there. Yeah.
Oh,
She
good,
was
good.
familiar with it already.
Oh, nice. Because I'm so not
I
familiar.
know.
So
That's
I
why I
was
was
like,
telling you. Yeah.
it sounds like weird. It's
It
secret
sounds
group.
weird, but she says, no, it's good. It's a good place. It's a good place to see a show. I had the best time.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. And they
Yeah.
are so cool. They've been trying to book me for a while. And thanks to my new manager, who I absolutely adore, she was on it and we got it done. So I'm excited. Most important, listen to the
Sure.
podcast, Friends Like Us. Duncan, by the way, you did an excellent job today.
Good work, Duncan.
Thank you. Thumbs up for you. And yeah, wash your hands. Don't forget to wear a mask, and Black Lives Matter. Thank you all for joining us today. You all are so loved and awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Good night.